Hi, Benjamin.
Hi, James.
It's your turn.
Okay, you want to ask a question about Christmas card, right?
Yeah, actually, yeah. Last time we missed that but I think that's kind of important because that was something like I wanted to know. That I actually at the beginning I thought writing Christmas card to each other for greetings, for wishing, whatever is kind of natural, right? Because back in those days we don't have email or texting or those things, so people, in order to wish each other, the only way they could do is write letters or Christmas cards. So it's something very naturally built up through time. And then I was just kind of bored, so I asked you this question and found out, oh my gosh, actually there's a reason for that. That's so yeah, can you tell us the story?
Yeah, you straightforward think that the Christmas card is a part of gift.
Yeah,
right. So it should be after the gift, then create the Christmas card. No, actually, the Christmas card is earlier than people give the gift to one of each other. It's starting from Queen Victoria. Like Queen Victoria, one day
how many years ago?
Yeah, about 200 years
200
ago.
years ago.
Yeah.
And the exchanging gifts you said
about 90
yeah,
years ago.
Yeah, 90
okay.
years ago.
Queen is about 1 year, and he want to make a Christmas party, so he sent the invitation card to the noble children and want to invite them to the party.
Right.
He suddenly think like, oh, you guys, when you write the card to the children, please put some blessing.
Yes.
Yeah, put some word of blessing on the card. Then the card sent out, people look at it, feel so excited. The Queen sent us the invitation card with greeting.
Yeah.
So happy. Then they sent out their invitation card with greeting also.
Yeah.
So it started and other, like all the other people started to want to
do the same thing.
Yeah, yes, simplify
Yes.
this action. So everybody send their card, even don't have a party.
Right.
Right. So it's starting the Christmas card tradition.
Yeah, that's really cool. Oh my gosh, everything have a reason.
Yeah. Yes.
Cool. So now we all know that's cool.
Yeah,
And then moving forward, what's our topic today?
We want to talk about Nora.
The
big giant bowl in the mountain with a big water and drown all the people at that time, right?
Drown all the people.
Yeah, like we talk about that, it doesn't seem to make sense.
It's totally nonsense to me when I first heard about the story. There are a lot of things that's so suspicious, right? First, how can one man build such a big boat? The first suspicious point. Second is how can that person catch every single animals, right? Species of animals. And then third, it is so cruel. If God ever want to drown human, that's such a cruel God. I would never want to believe or have any relationship with this God. So I was like, okay, the Bible must be false, must not be trustful. So it's kind of reinforced me to not to investigate more about Bible or Christian religion. Back in those days when I was in high school.
we talk about the moral thing and the other time, right? God is cool, God is so cold bad or something, right? We don't talk about this this time, okay? We just talk about how we make sense with Noah's ark, right? You have to consider it's 10,000 or 20 or 30,000 years ago compared with today. The world is not the same, right? Actually, by that time, in science has checked about that time the weather and the geographic situation on Earth. They say that is the end of the last ice age. Because of that, the whole world is a little bit colder than today. Actually, it's a lot colder than today. So the world, because the world is cold, so it's much cooler than today. The Middle East that area is a little bit like a little bit high. If the like a hill, even the hill is already have ice, like a whole year long, right? So what human like to live in a warmer place is the lower like a basin or lower level land.
Which should be warmer.
Yeah, should be warmer,
Right.
and then people can plant, can do agriculture, right, like
And
farming
hunt,
or
right,
something
of
like
course.
that, right? So therefore, by that time in the Middle East, where is the lower place of farmland? Near this few months, people like some science they check inside the Black Sea. They found some humans civilization.
Human
Right, civilization, like a small village or something,
Right,
right? Under the Black Sea, it's under 100 feet down the water,
Right.
right? We know, right? The Black Sea, some part of the Black Sea is very deep, like 100 and 200
Meters? Kilometers?
meters, yeah,
Meters,
something
right,
like that.
right.
Some are very deep, but like surround the area, especially on the north part of Turkey and then the south part of Ukraine. That area is much shallow, right? It's about 100 feet. So they found a village on Bulgaria seashore under the water, 100 feet. So that proved that the Black Sea once is not that big, and is and the seashore that is a land, not a sea. And they also find some not saltwater animal, like a lake animal remains. Freshwater remains. So they think that is a lake before. It's not a saltwater sea. So people, if those days, like it's about 20,000 or 30,000 years before, you imagine people live there close by the lake and in the warmer area and doing agriculture, farming, that kind of stuff in that area. So what happened by that time? Because it's the last ice age minute, so the earth is suddenly warm out. When the earth is suddenly warm out, the last drop of ice is melting and falling down to the sea at once, and make the sea level suddenly go high. You know, when all the ice drop in the sea and the sea go high, then the water from Mediterranean Sea flow inside through Istanbul.
Flood into
through the place now called Istanbul, and flood into Black Sea.
Okay.
Then the Black Sea is like full of water. It's even higher than today. Because all the ice drop in, first of all they drop in the whole thing, then the sea water will be rise very quickly.
Rise the sea
and then
level.
you know the ice will melt down, or it
melt.
flow up, then the water will go down a little bit, something like that, right? So you see the water are flowing very vigorously, and such flush inside.
Tsunami.
Yeah, it's bigger than the tsunami. It's suddenly flood in the Black Sea. So you imagine those people, they live there. When they all drunk, right? So they all drunk. So it's why it makes sense with Noah's Ark, because of that. Those things happen at least 5,000 years ago to 30,000 years ago.
Why is like 5,000 to 30 years ago? Why is such a big range?
Because
why is that?
we can calculate the percentage of humans population grow nowadays. It's very easy. By that percentage, right? We count about in Jesus' times about 2 billion people live. Not
20 billion.
20 million. 20 million people. Not 20 million. 200 million people live on Earth, but by Jesus' time. So we calculate the population growth, the percentage of population growth. We can plot a graph, and by that graph we estimate how long can like a few people and become like 200 million people. It's around 8,000 years to 30,000 years. Yeah, that's why we estimate that. It cannot be more than 30,000 years.
Right.
If more than 30,000 years, nowadays people will not be this
small number.
This small number.
Too little.
Yeah, it become like at least 10 billion people.
Okay.
Live in the whole world.
Right.
But it's impossible. Yeah, the Earth cannot support the 10 billion.
So the whole calculation actually has taking into like the genocides, and all the war, like people die, kill, illness, everything has been taken into
everything taken in calculation.
Okay.
It's pure mathematic way to calculate. So humans cannot be exist longer than 30,000 years ago, at least. That's a disaster.
At least there was disaster happened. That
raised out all the human at that time and leave a few people and started in the beginning. Then it's possible, right? So then the science already proved that it's possible. Noah's Ark. But close by that, some Hong Kongers they find a big box on the top.
Wooden
box in the
on top of the mountain.
On top of the mountain, Aurora Mountain. Yeah, I guess myself is not Noah's Ark. Yeah, it couldn't be. Yeah, because it's too new. It's about 48,000 years, right? 4,800 years ago.
Right.
Like it's too new, right? It's at least 8,000 years ago. Yeah, it's at least 8,000 years ago. So it won't be. But I personally appreciate what they're doing, and I think it's very good for them to do that. But like Jesus say, you look at the thing and then you believe him, it's no use. You got to know the commandment, and then you appreciate the commandment and follow him. This is the point, right? Not you look at any evidence. Is nothing.
They don't want you to believe with your own eyes.
Yeah.
Like you only believe with what you see, which is not that trustful. Sometimes we can't trust our eyes. Sometimes even our brain, right? We have.
Sure. So we know, right? You have another story about the Noah's Ark, right?
What story?
The rainbow.
Oh, the rainbow. Yeah, it's there. I actually didn't know that, but I mentioned it to my friend about the discovery of the Noah. So and then he said, "Oh, actually, do you know that the rainbow, like, it's actually kind of a gift from God?" I thought, "Wow, that's really cool. That's interesting." I never know that there is some small story or things like that in the Bible. I never know. So it's interesting.
Yeah, it's a romantic.
He shared with us his story.
It's a romantic because God put the rainbow on the sky and remind himself, don't flood the world.
Yeah, don't drown us anymore.
Yeah. So that's happened. He drowned the place because he say it's so evil, the people. And after Noah's, right, we talk about the Babit. That day, people become evil again. They want to build up a tower and worship the multiple God. So that's why God come down and he let them trust not only one, not their. So by that time, the people were so evil. That's why the God flood the place and kill them, leave Noah. And afterward, when Noah has a son, and then they grow up a lot of people, about I don't remember how much people there, but there's a lot of people. Then they want to build up a tower and worship multiple gods. That's why God don't want to use the water to kill them again. He promised himself, don't do it again, right? So he used another way. He come down and make the people separate.
Okay.
Right, like something like that. And some people like keep worship one God, right? Like Abraham, he keep worship one God because God come down to save some people and don't let all the people worship multiple
become evil.
God. Yeah, become. And when people gather together, then they worship multiple God. They become evil again. That's why it's not the coolness of God. It's what it happened.
Okay. So nowadays are we evil?
Nowadays,
are we evil enough?
I think it's very close, but
close. Oh my God. Scary.
Yeah, we'll talk it about later. How I guess the end of the world is very
your
close.
prediction, right?
Yeah, this my own prediction only. Okay. We talk this. Finish here, right?
Yes.
Okay.
See you next time.
See you next time. Bye bye.